So this is the attack on Ilhan Omar during her town hall. It reminds me of, to an extent, when Trump was the assassination attempt, first one, and he responded with fight, fight, fight. From the point of view that she pursued this, the attacker. And when I first heard this being described on the Piers Morgan Tonight's debate, and Brian, Officer Tatum, said, if you're afraid of your attacker, you're not going to pursue them. And I kind of thought he had a point there. Although later on, when I saw the actual longer version of the video, because I didn't see it before I watched the Piers Morgan show. Now, when I saw what actually happened, I kind of get it. It does remind me, there's a direct parallel to what happened to how Donald Trump reacted. It's like, I'm not standing for this. I'm continuing with my program. And you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna hold my own. And that's in a way kind of what she did. It's a slightly different situation. There was no firearms involved, and she pretty much went after the guy till security got him on the ground. So that is the real parallel that I drew from watching the incident, altercation, and hearing Brian's comments on the Piers Morgan show. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please do. Let me know how you view this, what your take is.
And as I said, I've survived war, and I'm definitely going to survive intimidation and whatever these people think they can throw at me, because I'm built that way. Thank you.
So this is some pretty aggressive stuff. It's like she's being checked in a way to say that we can get to you. Now, this is probably the silver lining for her, I would say, is she can up her security, and for politicians and public commentators who are out there in general, this kind of shows them in this heated climate, they really do want to be very conscious of who's in their immediate vicinity and, have their security, have them well placed and well observant. So none of these things, we pray, turn fatal. Yeah, it's a very interesting reaction.
Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar there attacked while speaking at a town hall event in Minneapolis Tuesday night. In the video, seconds after Omar calls on DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to resign, a man approaches her, sprays an unknown liquid on her with a syringe.
Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
CNN's Sarah Seidner was at that town hall. She saw all this happen. Sarah, what did it look like from your perspective?
Look, there was a lot of fear initially. People couldn't figure out what happened. He was towards the very front of all of the rows of people who had come to the town hall, which, by the way, she has monthly. We are in North Minneapolis. She had it at the Urban League. And as soon as he sort of jumped up and came towards her, it was interesting to note that as he went around the side, he had what looked like a syringe in his hand, some sort of liquid he sprayed out of it, and you could immediately smell it. It smelled kind of like vinegar, a vinegary substance. We still don't know exactly what was in that syringe. An investigation we now know is underway. But after he did that, Ilhan Omar herself, the congresswoman, went for him. She cocked her arm back, and it looked like she was going to lunge toward him. But before she had a chance to do that, her own security detail jumping on him, taking him to the ground, eventually wrestling his arms behind his back and taking him out. I
mention at this stage, look, I want to bring in the incident with Ilhan Omar because it's kind of connected to this. So Ilhan Omar was doing a town hall in Minneapolis. She was attacking ICE. And then a guy comes out of the audience, who's sitting down, and sprays her with a strong-smelling liquid from a syringe. Now, that is a potentially extremely dangerous incident. No one knows what that could have been. It turned out to be, we believe, harmless. He is wrestled away. But had it not been harmless, had it been acid or something else, then maybe she could have been very seriously hurt or dead. Now, Brandon, what has concerned me about this is that from Donald Trump, and I think you have intimated this too, there's an immediate position by people on the MAGA right that because you don't like Ilhan Omar, that she somehow has staged this, it's not real, it didn't happen the way people think it did, this guy was a plant, and so on. And again, it comes back to what I sense is a complete eradication of basic humanity. There ought to be parameters between left and right where we can just agree when something like that happens, we all say this is terrible and shouldn't be happening.
Piers, there's no jump to conclusion. I don't care about none of these people. They don't pay my bills. I don't have to say anything about Ilhan Omar. I don't really care about her. But the bottom line, and Donald Trump don't pay my bills either. But the bottom line is that I'm looking at this impartially. I don't know what anybody said. I saw the video, and it does not look consistent with someone trying to assault another person, which means I have never in my life seen a person get up, spray something out of syringe at someone's chest. It happened to be nothing, inert, and then she comes after him. You didn't see her back away from him. You didn't see her shy away from him. You didn't see any of that
Brandon,
nature.
you would
and
say,
the guy didn't even resist.
Brandon, you would say the complete opposite if that was a Republican congressman.
That's not true.
Who had
Brandon, is the guy going to jail just for fun?
Like that's not true.
Is the guy going to jail just for fun? Is that part of the show? I just want to hear a little bit more about this theory.
Listen,
please, just 1 second. There's just a question. I want to hear more about this theory. That guy.
I'm giving you the elements.
Is he going to jail for show? He's going to jail.
I'm giving you elements of why this looks strange to me.
Okay, so why do you think he's going to jail? Is this for show? Is he like Antifa? Is this part of like some? Is this the lizard people?
Listen, was there anything in the syringe? It was inert. There was nothing poisonous. There was no pepper spray. There was nothing in the syringe to
I'm
start
asking
with.
you why you think he's going to jail for this.
He sprays her with the syringe in the chest. She goes after him. If you're afraid of somebody spraying you with a chemical agent, you're not going to pursue them. He resisted not one bit. He goes to the ground. She says.
So you don't believe it, do you, Brandon? You don't believe it?
I don't think that this was. I think this was staged. I don't know if it was true or not.
Can I ask a question here? Do you agree with Brian, Officer Tatum, that the way she reacted, she was too calm, too cool? I mean, people said the similar thing about Donald Trump when there was some people saying, oh, the bullet clipped his ear. He was too kind of, calm in his reaction, and all kind of conspiracies were being constructed after the whole thing happened. On a smaller scale, you could say, probably doesn't seem too small to her, though. She's being attacked there, and she's just, she ain't stepping back. She's actually stepping forward, as Officer Tatum pointed out. Do you think that is either, similar to Donald Trump, her holding her own, and she comes from Somalia. She may have come up in a war-torn environment, and she doesn't have that same fight or flight as those of us who haven't really experienced that level of intensity and fear when you're in a potentially life-threatening situation. May react. Maybe for her, that's her normal reaction. She has a level of calmness. Similar to Donald Trump, his brain thinks very quickly, and, he turns the thing around so that he's in control to an extent. So, do you think there's a similarity there? Parallel can be drawn between Donald Trump fight, and Ilhan Omar stepping forwards, basically stepping to the guy who was virtually attacking her. Or do you go with what Officer Tatum saying is this thing look pretty staged? Let me know what you think, real or fake. I'd like for you to just take a moment for today's video sponsors, and they are smalldebts.co.uk. If you need somebody to represent you and get into your corner, if you're having financial difficulties, getting your money back, you've been scammed or anything like that, online or otherwise, or you just need somebody to help you with your business, payroll management, anything like that, check them out and they'll be able to let you know exactly what they have on offer. Check the video. The information will be in the description as well.
Struggling to get your security deposit back or dealing with unfair charges? At Small Debts, our tenant advocate service fights to get your money back. No stress, no hassle. Take control today. Visit smalldebts.co.uk and start your case now. Yeah,
she stepped to the dude. He might have been more in fear than she was. being the victim on this one. Let me know what you think.
If that was a Republican congressman,
that's not true.
Who
Brandon, is the guy going to jail just for fun?
Like that's not true.
Is the guy going to jail just for fun? Is that part of the show? I just want to hear a little bit more about this theory.
Listen,
no, please, just 1 second. There's just a question. I want to hear more about this theory. That guy.
I'm giving you the elements.
Is he going to jail for show? He's going to jail.
I'm giving you elements of why this looks strange to me.
So why do you think he's going to jail? Is it for show? Is he like Antifa? Is this part of like some? Is this the lizard people?
Listen, was there anything in the syringe? It was inert. There was nothing poisonous. There was no pepper spray. There was nothing in the syringe to
I'm
start
asking
with.
you why you think he's going to jail for this.
He sprays her with the syringe in the chest. She goes after him. If you're afraid of somebody spraying you with a chemical agent, you're not going to pursue them. He resisted not one bit. He goes to the ground. She says.
So you don't believe it, do you, Brandon? You don't believe it?
I don't think that this was. I think this was staged. I don't know if it was true or not.
Can I ask a question here? Can I ask a question? Okay. What if Alex Preddy had sprayed a liquid onto this ICE officer? Would you have Brandon? Would you have said that there was no threat at all?
Aggravated. It'd be aggravated assault.
And you would have supported executing him.
No,
and just like you would have supported.
No, that wouldn't have been justification. That wouldn't have been justification for the ICE agent to react. But merely holding a phone is justification to react.
Who said that it's justified for somebody to spray something? We're talking about a specific incident where a man had a gun. They had a reason to believe that he was armed and dangerous.
He had a gun in his holster. He was holding a phone. He was holding a phone.
Can we talk about masculinity for a second, Piers? I'd like to talk about masculinity for a second.
So again, you've been here with myself, Only Radio here at CornerSpeak. Be good, be safe, be creative. Till next time, I'm out.